Cheers, queers. My name is Michaela, and I am your sapphic sister here on YouTube and other socials. But welcome to my first video. So you are all new here, so congratulations. Thanks for stopping by. Basically, today we're gonna go over my top 10 books of 2024 to start us off in 2025. So yeah, enjoy. My number 10 is going to be Ghost Walk by Cassandra Gannon. Yeah, Ghost Walk by Cassandra Gannon. I rated this 4 stars. I actually found this one on Book Talk. So I was looking for like a very short kind of trying to meet my reading goal of 24 for 2024, and this one is definitely paranormal. So basically, our main character, she does ghost tours in New Orleans after failing at her job throughout in her family. She doesn't really want to be with her family because they call them estranged. Like, they believe in like the ghost stories and they believe in different stuff, and she wanted to be like have a normal life. So she tried to have this normal life, and she actually had a breakdown as she was a crime scene investigator. Like, so she would like clean up the crime scene stuff. She had a breakdown and she thought she saw a ghost and kind of went a little crazy about it. She just thought it was like, a seizure or something, but she actually did see a ghost. And so you fast forward and she's doing these ghost tours, and there's this heckler that's like telling her like everything that she's saying is untrue about the town and that's not correct. And she finally yells at him, and all the people in the group are kind of looking at her like, hey, like, what's going on? Who are you yelling at? And she ends up actually seeing another ghost, and she tries to like talk herself out of it. And then they try to solve his murder to figure out who he is, why he's like here, why can't he cross over. And yeah, it was really cute. It's got a little bit of romance. I think I rated it like a 2. Like, spicy is like a 2, level 2 out of 5 for spicy. It was a little spicy, but not like a lot. But yeah, it was really cute. Number 9 is going to be The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This is a young adult book, but I definitely think the elements in the book are not very young adult. It's like Mean Girls meets The Exorcist. Like, there is like a mean girl group of 4 girls, and they're trying to basically perform an exorcist on another girl that's kind of weird in their high school, and they like torture her and stuff. And like at the end there's some like things that go on and everything, but it's definitely giving Mean Girls meets Exorcist, and I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. No spice, because that's not the premises. I was still on my little paranormal kick, so I definitely wanted to still read something, and I liked it so much, now I want to read the rest of them. So I think there's 4 or 5 in total, but that was the first one. It was a hot pink cover, so it was really cute, but I definitely recommend to read that one. Number 8 is going to be Set the Record Straight by Hannah Bonin Young. I have it written down so I didn't mess it up. But this one is a novella, a cute little seasonal novella that I read either in November or December. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of December, but Michaela editing is going to correct me if I'm wrong. But this one was super cute. Basically, like, it's like second chance romance. They're on this in a Christmas town, but it's super cute, and I definitely like, if you like cute little novellas, then I would definitely recommend it. I rated this one 5 out of 5 because I just thought the romance was so cute. I think it was mention of spice, but it wasn't spicy. I wish I knew more, and I wish it was longer. Like, it definitely should have been longer for sure. But yeah. Number 7 is gonna be My Roommate is a Vampire. This one I think I picked up either at Barnes & Noble or Target, but My Roommate is a Vampire is by Jenna Levine, and she actually has a sequel out that's My Vampire Plus One. I rated this one a 5 out of 5 stars, her first one, and it was really cute because this girl, like, she's about to lose her apartment, so she's trying to find a roommate. She finds this Craigslist ad, and the rent is super cheap for a 1 bedroom. And it's $500 a month. She's like, well, I'm a starving artist. Let me like pick this room. So she goes and meets the guy. He's super like to himself. He's only up at night. You're not allowed to go into his bedroom. There's no food. Like, he had to go buy in pots and pans for her because he's a vampire. So she eventually finds out, of course, and one thing leads to another, and there's a sequel. So I rated that a 5 out of 5. I thought it was super cute. Definitely excited for the second one. Number 6 is going to be Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake, which is one of my favorite authors. This is the third in the Bright Falls series. This is the last book in the 3. I have read all 3, but I only read this one in 2024. It was so cute. It was a good ending to Bright Falls series because you definitely see the end of, there's 6 girls in total, and you kind of see the end of their friendship is growing, where they circled back. And Ashley Herring Blake in this series never like lost sight of all 6 of the characters, because there's a group of 3 friends, and that's how it all starts, and they each fall in love, of course, in each book, and they're all sapphic. It's really cute. And this one just was like more relatable. One of them was in theater, and that one, I was never in theater, but it was definitely like more like dabbling in the arts. And then Iris Kelly is very like boho, free spirit, kind of like very confident, and I kind of related to that as well. So I definitely loved that one. Rated that a 5 out of 5, and I think I did a 3 out of 5 spice level. It few chapters, recommend it, but I'm definitely excited because she just came out with a Christmas book that I just got, that I am going to actually read later this year. And then she's coming out with a new like series of, I think it's going to be a trilogy of other sapphic characters in a whole different place. So Bright Falls is finished, but there's going to be another one coming out later this year. So I'm super excited about that. Number 5 is going to be I Kissed Sarah Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I don't know if it's Sarah or Shara because it's Shara, but I would die for Casey McQuiston at the end of the day. She is like my top art author. This one I rated 5 out of 5. It is a young adult, and it's kind of like mystery romance. So Sarah Wheeler, she goes missing, and there's a girl and 2 guys, her boyfriend, her neighbor, and then this girl that is competing her for like valedictorian. So they have to find her, and she leaves letters, and I just think it was like so cool. Like, I think I only predicted one of the locations that a letter would be at, but it was just, the ending was really cute. It kept me like on the edge of my seat when it comes to like the romance. It still has the sapphic elements, but it gives like more character in depth, and I just thought it was super cute because Sarah Wheeler is like the popular like straight A kid, and she could do no wrong, and she actually did wrong. So it was really cool. 5 out of 5. I think it was like I would say like mention of spicy. It wasn't really spicy scenes because they were definitely mystery involved, but definitely mention of spicy. Number 4 is gonna be Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandria Belfer. I want to say that correctly, but this is the number 3 in her series. The first one is Written in Your Stars. That one was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but I still liked it. I think I rated it a 3 out of 5 stars, and I read that in 2023. But this one was more in depth of it still dealt with the stars and astrology, but it was fake dating instead of enemies to lovers or friends to lovers. It was fake dating, and I'm a big fake dating trope girly. So this one was really cool. Rated a 5 out of 5. I think the spicy I did a 3 out of 5. But yeah, definitely recommend that one for sure. Number 3 is Just As You Are by Camille Kellogg. This one was an audiobook. Some of these were audiobooks, but I remember this one was an audiobook because I would listen to it on the way to and from work. It was super cool. I was definitely in depth with the story. So it's about a woman that works for a queer magazine, and they just found out that they're being bought out by two potential like investors. And one of the girls, she's one of the investors. It's definitely Grumpy Sunshine, kind of enemies to lovers. But you can kind of figure out like how it ends. But it kept me on my toes, and there was something around every corner that I loved. The romance was super cute. The spicy was 3 out of 5. It was just a perfect story. Again, rated a 5 out of 5. I definitely recommend that as an audio, Kindle, paperback. I definitely want to own it eventually one day. Number 2 is another Casey McQuiston book. It is One Last Stop. This one was also an audiobook, and I loved it so much I own it in paperback. I own all of Casey McQuiston's book at this point, all 5 of her books at this moment. But One Last Stop was recommended to me, and it was just the Subway-esque, the New York Minute kind of stuff, like the way that they described different things that was going on, and also like the spice level, 4 out of 5. They had a scene on the subway, chef's kiss. But it was just like it was a mystery as well, and I think I like those romance mysteries without being like too cringy. So this one was super cute. Again, own it in paperback. I'm gonna annotate it. It was just an amazing story. But it's basically about this girl. She's in New York. She gets a job at this I don't want to say pancakes or waffles, but it is a breakfast diner, and she meets this other girl on the subway that looks like she's from the 70s, and they find out that she's actually stuck on the subway. She is like, we wouldn't consider her a ghost, she's just a spirit kind of on the subway, and they try to figure out how to get her into either back to her timeline or in her timeline. So it's really cute, super romantic, very very nice. Now, my number 1 is actually, I won't want to consider it a memoir. I think it is a memoir. I think it is a memoir. I loved every second of it. I cried multiple times. It was an audiobook, and I bought it the day after I finished it from Barnes & Noble because I loved it so much. And that is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. It's so little. It's literally behind me, and I love it so much. I want to annotate it to like every page if I can. This book, like, I don't know, changed something in me. We're not going to go in more depth of like my mental health, but I was like definitely relating to some things that she was going through, not to the extreme of like what Jeanette McCurdy went through, and just seeing her like to write this book was super impactful. And I'm definitely glad I own it. Like, it's on my shelf, and I cannot recommend it enough, and I will be rereading it for sure. I just haven't had a chance, but that was definitely like, that was like a god tier for me, was and if I could rate it like 7, 8, 10 stars, I would. Again, no spice. It's not a romance. It's definitely about her story. Growing up on Nickelodeon, that was definitely like, I watched her on iCarly, and I watched different episodes she was in, and Sam and Cat, and but it's just super cool to be able to have a book that, you know, I loved so much I can go back and annotate it. But yeah, that was my number 1. So that is my top 10 books of 2024. I'm super excited to start this channel in the new year, and I can't wait to see where it goes. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.